Whoa. Look, like just before anything, Mikel Arteta, DECLAN Rice, Thomas Partey, Skelly, Timber, and all Arsenal players. That was a classic Champions League games. I've never seen anything like that, man. I've never seen anything like that in a long time. And Arsenal deserve all the credit. Winning the way they won against Real Madrid at their home stadium in front of their fans, that is one of the best things that can happen to you as an Arsenal fan, man. Because recently people have been criticizing them that they can't win big games, they can't win decisive game, but that game showed it all that Arsenal is on another level, man. And as a Manchester United fan, I'm jealous of them, man. Because if my team Manchester United was playing like that against Real Madrid at Old Trafford, I'll be the happiest man in the world. So Arsenal, let no one take your happiness away from you, because that was great. I've never seen anything like that. And again, congratulations to you. I'm looking this in a way that, can I find even one player in that Arsenal football club that I can blame? No, because all the players did their job. Even Jakub Kiwior, who Arsenal fans were doubting that he might not play as per the expectations of the manager of the fans, that will tremble in front of Kylian Mbappe, Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo. It was the other way around. Mbappe, Rodrigo and Vini Jr. are the one who trembled when they met that Arsenal defense, man. One of the best performances for Arsenal under Mikel Arteta, man. What a moment to be an Arsenal fan, man. I know all Arsenal fans in the world at the moment. You are happy and you deserve that. Allow me to talk about the first goal. Bukayo Saka is driving and cutting in. David Alaba is behind him trying to get the ball and falls Bukayo Saka outside the box. Who are behind the ball? DECLAN Rice and Martin Odegaard. And for me personally, I'm very happy that DECLAN Rice took that free kick, because you all know for Martin Odegaard's free kick, there's no a lot of power in them. But for DECLAN Rice, the moment I saw that DECLAN Rice is the one who's going to hit it, I know there's going to be a lot of power. And the way he bends it, man, wow. I thought that it was going outside, and all of a sudden, boom, a goal. Thibaut Courtois nowhere near it. I heard the commentator saying that it is similar to that Roberto Carlos free kick against France. Everybody's thinking that ball is going outside. Even the cameraman is hiding so that the ball should not hit him. But all of a sudden, the ball is in the back of the net, and DECLAN Rice, that's the celebration like Cristiano Ronaldo. I didn't know that DECLAN Rice was a Ronaldo fanboy until today. And that is when I knew Real Madrid were cooked. Because immediately after that goal, Real Madrid were nowhere to be seen. Arsenal were dominant in every aspect of the game. Thomas Partey in the midfield. Wow. Thomas Partey. I was not familiar with the game. You know, I had an argument. I saw an Arsenal fan on Twitter saying that there's a reason why Thomas Partey benched Rodri at Atletico Madrid. At the moment, Rodri was a better player than Thomas Partey, but there's a reason for that. There's something that Diego Simeone saw in Thomas Partey that Rodri did not have. And we saw that today against one of the best teams in the world, Real Madrid, and Thomas Partey is dominating that midfield. Pocketing Jude Bellingham, pocketing Kamavinga, pocketing Luka Modric. Not everybody can do that, man. Not everybody can do that. And for the second goal, another foul. Excuse me. Another foul, but this time Luka Modric is the one who commits the foul. Then DECLAN Rice is behind the ball. I'm like, no, he's not doing it again. Because in my instincts, I had it that DECLAN Rice might hit this ball and it will be a goal. My instinct saying no. DECLAN Rice is hitting it again. DECLAN Rice is hitting it again. The first time was very good, so he had to do it twice. And between the first free kick and the second free kick, that second free kick was crazy, man. A David Beckham classic free kick. I've never seen anything like that. In top corner, man. Even Thibaut Courtois said that those free kicks were amazing. And just like that, Arsenal are 2-0 up. Then Lewis Kelly comes forward. A ball to Mikel Merino. Mikel Merino is the very good finish. 3-0 Arsenal are up at the Emirates Stadium in the first leg of the quarterfinals against the defending champions, Real Madrid. And I want to talk about a couple of Arsenal players. Or today, allow me to talk about the whole team. First, we'll start with the goalkeeper, David Raya. David Raya today, to be honest, he made a couple of good saves, but he did not have a lot of work to do because Mbappe, Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo, Jude Bellingham, and all those who were involved in that Real Madrid attack, they were not playing as per the expectations of the fans or the manager. They were very low today, especially Vinicius Jr., but I'll talk about that later. Coming to the centre backs of Arsenal, today, Jakub Kiwior and William Saliba. they were not that great, to be honest. They did not play that great, to be honest, because at some moment it is that Kylian Mbappe was not very clinical with his finishes. But at some moment those Arsenal defense were very leaky. They were not very good in stopping the ball, stopping those Real Madrid counter attacks. Then for the fullbacks, Jurrien Timber and Lewis Skelly, they did a really great job, man. Skelly and Jurrien Timber did a really great job in locking Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo. They did a really great job, especially Lewis Skelly. Those forward passes that he was pumping. It is like he's not a teenager and he's a boy who has played football for over 10 years. Then at the midfield, I think at the midfield, it is where Arsenal cooked the most. They had the guy who scored 2 goals from the midfield, Declan Rice. They had Thomas Partey, who handled Modric, Camavinga, and Jude Bellingham. Thomas Partey handled those 3. And the other guy, Martin Odegaard, the captain, also a former Real Madrid player. A very brilliant game that Arsenal midfield have. And for the forwards, Bukayo Saka, we all know this was going to happen. Bukayo Saka is the star boy in that Arsenal team. And wow, he made 2 passes inside that box, and it is just Arsenal don't have a very good number 9. If Arsenal in that team had a classic number 9, the likes of Victor Gyökeres, the likes of Victor Osimhen, the likes of Alexander Isak, Arsenal could have easily scored like 5 goals, because those balls that Bukayo Saka was bringing in that box, they deserve a number 9 to score those balls. Then Mikel Merino, he was a threat all along, and finally got his goal. For Gabriel Martinelli, he was giving Federico Valverde very sleepless nights. Overall, it was a classic game for Arsenal, man, and congratulations to them. And how I wish we get a very good and classic game at Santiago Bernabeu as the game we got at the Emirates. And looking at Real Madrid, it is not looking good for them, man, and I'm really sad that Ancelotti is still the coach. Ancelotti should be sacked at this very moment. If it was Fiorentina Perez, Ancelotti is not making it to the end of the season, because at some moment those players needed instructions from him. They are confused in that pitch. Arsenal are dominating the game, and Carlo Ancelotti has nothing to do, man. He tried to raise his eyebrow, that tactic that he usually does, raising his eyebrows, and all of a sudden Real Madrid make a comeback. But it did not happen today against Arsenal, and I'm sad, man, because there are some substitutes that Carlo Ancelotti should have done in that game that actually could have changed the game for Real Madrid, but he did not do. Because the likes of Vinicius Jr., what was Vinicius Jr. doing in that pitch? He was doing nothing. Everything that Vinicius Jr. touches turns to shit. He cannot make those passes. Even Jude Bellingham was frustrated because of him. In some moments, Kylian Mbappe is in front of him, Jude Bellingham is in front of him. Just you have to make the pass and your fellow player scores, but Vini Jr., goes and tries to get the goal and he gets nothing out of it. So he should have taken off Vinicius Jr. and brought in the likes of Brahim Diaz is on the bench. Also David Alaba. I understand there's now a lot of fullbacks at Real Madrid, but let's be real. Bukayo Saka was cooking David Alaba. And if you are a good coach, you are taking David Alaba out. Why leave David Alaba at the pitch, and every time that Bukayo Saka faces David Alaba, passes the ball, goes through the ball and poses a threat to your goalkeeper? Why keep David Alaba at the pitch? And also for Luka Modric, it's not that classic Luka Modric that we all know that will give you goals and assists and all those. Luka Modric today was very low. And also talking about Rodrigo. For Rodrigo, I don't want to judge him, because I'll be real. The amount of balls and passes from the midfield to Rodrigo, they were very few comparing to the ball that from midfield to Vinicius Jr. or from the midfield to Kylian Mbappe. Rodrigo today got very little service from that Real Madrid midfield. But I know if Rodrigo could have gotten a lot of service, he could have posed threat to that Arsenal defense and even maybe provided a goal or an assist. But shout out to the guy who handled Rodrigo also, Jurrien Timber. And for the second leg, Real Madrid will be missing Eduardo Camavinga after receiving 2 yellow cards, which resulted to a red card. But also at the Santiago Bernabeu, Tchouameni will be back. Remember, Tchouameni did not play today because he had accumulated a lot of yellow cards, which made him miss the game today. And another game which I said in my prediction video that Bayern will not win that game as easily as everybody is expecting. Bayern will find it tough. I did not watch the game, but Inter Milan took the lead at the Allianz Arena after a very good assist from Marcus Thuram to Lautaro Martinez to score the goal. Then at the 85th minute, Thomas Muller, the veteran himself, equalizes for Bayern. And then a few minutes, like 2 minutes later, Franceschi gives Inter Milan the lead. So Inter Milan are going home back to the San Siro with the 1-goal advantage because they won 2-1 at the Allianz Arena, which for Bayern to win at the San Siro, it will be very hard. But I want to leave you the question: can Real Madrid do it at the Santiago Bernabeu? Can Real Madrid make that classic Champions League comeback of 3-0 to around 4-3 or 5-3? Can Real Madrid do that? Of course, some part of me says they can, some part of me says they can't. But we'll see that at the Santiago Bernabeu next week. Salute, and don't forget to leave your subscription. Bye.